Hey, what is up, guys? It is Rapmark here. Doing my review for episode 2 of She-Hulk. I did watch it yesterday. I was meaning to get it up earlier in the day, but my internet went out, so I'm doing it now. Um, so let's get to it. What did I think of episode 2? So I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of things I actually did enjoy this one a bit more. Um, I think the pacing was much better. I liked her interactions a lot better, especially when it came to like I found Walters on the whole like way less abrasive, you know, more human, more just trying to get by, and there are a few good scenes that show this, scenes with her a scene with her family, a scene with the Hulk, which teases something, I'm sure. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, um, a lot of the messaging, like the man hating, that episode 1 was strongly hit by, which I didn't think it was as bad as a lot of some of those people were saying. I thought it was present, but I didn't think it was like as bad as like some of the other stuff I've seen it in. Um, but in this episode, yeah, I mean, I really didn't feel it at all. Like she's just hating men, and no, the only time where I kind of got a vibe of that is the one guy at the bar, like just talking all this smack at it, uh, at at her. Wow. Okay. He's talking all this smack on her. Um, and then he's just like, "Oh, there's a hot girl over there. I'm gonna go talk to it." And it's just like, I'm glad that there was only one part where that was that overt. Because man, just setting. I wonder if he's gonna be like just this annoying bad rival, whatever lawyer thing. Because it seems like that's what they're setting him up as. Because I mean, no real person talks like that. I was in the military, and I also played football in high school. I've seen misogyny, and not in the cases that overt. I'm sure it exists, but like, come on. Most people have a little bit more subtlety in them than that. But beyond that, so yeah. What else did I like? I thought the humor was a lot better. I felt in the first episode they were just trying so hard, and while it was amusing, there were very few moments where I was actually just like laughing. They did hit those points, but this one it didn't feel like they were trying as hard. And because it didn't feel like they were trying as hard, a lot of the comedic beats felt more genuine, and so I actually found myself enjoying and laughing a lot more, um, which I thought was a very good thing. Um, the stuff I wasn't quite a big fan of, and I've said this throughout Disney Plus series, is I mean, some of them break the mold, like Hawkeye and Winter Soldier, um, and have longer episodes. But yeah, it's again the length of the episode. Episode 2, uh, named Superhuman Law. So how long is this? This is like 35 minutes. but I don't know if that includes the. I don't know if it includes the the credits. So I mean that's about 30 minutes. I mean if it is so, I mean that just doesn't feel long enough for me to actually establish something. I mean there is more episodes in this, which I am very happy about. Um, but I mean, I'm in episode two. I mean, episode three out. I'm gonna watch that tonight. And then episode four comes out tomorrow as well. So that'll probably be posted Friday, just for the sake of actually getting all these episodes out on time. But anyway, yeah, if you're only gonna have like 30 minute episodes, like you need to have more stuff in there, because for me, it feels like there's all this build up, and I like it. Like, I'm not hating it. I am all about this show and excited to see more, but I actually want to get into the show now. Like, enough with the build up. Let's actually dive into dive into this. So I'm I'm optimistic for this one, and I'm hoping it doesn't end up like Miss Marvel. But we'll see if they can get more of the interesting bits on this. You know, if they can get more of the court bits, more of the cases. Um, you know, just more supervillains or whatever. You know, I mean, superhuman law sounds a little complicated, but anyway. Things. So I also liked, and I'll put this out. I liked her friend that she has on as a paralegal, and I love her attitude, because I remember when she's going into the office after she gets hired. I'll get into that. But and she's just like, I'm just gonna be a token thing. Just like, we have windows. Like, this is a corner office. I don't know. So I have been to big cities, you know, and know about, you know, if you have a corner office, you're the shit. Because that is a highly desired office. You know, you have a mini fridge. You are essentially running your own thing. Who cares if it seems like it's a token thing? Like, it's not, first of all. And secondly, you're getting a freaking sweet ass office, and you are getting paid buku bucks. Who cares? So I love her. I love her friend, and I love her family. Like, there's a whole scene in there that I'm just like, you know what? This feels, you know, more genuine, and I actually really enjoyed it, which I'll get into in a bit. So, and I loved that they brought back Abomination for this. You know, he's trying to get out on parole. He's saying he's a reformed man. I'm not sure if I believe it. I mean, he's talking about haikus, but I mean, he has a good case. Like, literally, he was ordered to attack, and they did pump him full of drugs. Like, they weren't careful about it. So, yeah, I am all about seeing where this goes. So, I think I'm gonna get into my final verdict on this. So, where do I think on this? Oh, but before I get into that, I do want to get into the CGI. I felt the CGI also took a step down in this one. It just seemed so. It seems slightly washed out, if that makes sense. I mean, it started to look a little hokey, kind of like how it did in the trailers. not quite as bad on that level, but I mean, hopefully they can touch that up. I mean, I kind of get it, but it just seemed like they were trying to cover it up by washing it out a bit. And the thing with CGI that works, you look at Hulk, you look at Thanos, they actually have some sort of texture. Hulk with his facial hair and pores. Thanos the same thing. He has wrinkles. She just looks so clean, and it really risks like bringing out the whole uncanny valley aspect of it. So anyway, it's just one last thing I wanted to. Oh, and also, uh, from what I have read and understand, the first 4 episodes at least are going to have end credits at the end of them. So stick around for those. Yeah, and I think that's it. So, what am I giving this show? I think I am leaning toward a 7. I wanted to give it an 8. The problem was, again, is the CGI took a step back. The length of the episode held it back. And that's really it. Like, that's where it loses most of its points. But I mean, it comes out strong in terms of, I love the pacing, I love the humor, I loved her interaction. So again, I wanted to give it an 8, but again, like, don't tease me. Like, give me a full episode. Give me something with meat on it because I'm enjoying this, but I want to actually get into it now, if that makes sense. So I want them to get more into it. The CGI, I don't know how that's going to go throughout the thing. But yeah, it looked kind of sloppy. But again, I love the humor. I love the interactions. I love the characters, and I love the pacing a lot more. Like, pretty good. So I'm giving this a 7. This is a solid 7. We'll see how number 3 goes. So yeah, with that said, let's get into it. So we leave off, she's on the news about having defeated Tatiana. What was she in there before? She was apparently running from traffic court. And so she goes out, she celebrates like as She-Hulk. She's not too keen on it, and makes a line. It's just like, being a superhero is for millionaires and rich entrepreneurs, and for some weird reason, young orphans. which is beautiful, because that literally sums up like 90% of all the superheroes in both DC and Marvel, to be honest. And then while she's there, you have that really, that lawyer, that terrible lawyer who makes that terrible line about a hot girl over there. I'm going to talk to it, and they're just talking smack on her. Yeah, but then her boss comes in and wants to talk to her, but it's just like, this is a serious conversation. Can you be normal Walters for me? So she shrinks down, but she's been drinking, so now she's very drunk, which I thought was funny. And so while I get the conflict of interest because she saved the jurors and getting her off the case, I'm not sure she would be fired. I mean, like the prosecutor, or district attorney's office, yeah, prosecutor on the district attorney's office. I mean, I'll allow it. but I don't know if that would be a case like her being fired, let alone not being hired by anyone else, which you get into, and yeah, no one else will hire her, so she's just like desperate. And a couple of references in some of the newspapers she's reading like do come up. A Wolverine reference, guy with claws gets starts a fight in a bar. And then there's one from the Eternals movie, the one that no one really liked. Statue comes out of the earth. What's going on? so there's that. Um, what else do we have? So moving on from that, she goes to the bar again. She's on a budget. She has no income, but she has lawyers, but she also talks about how she has student debt. So I guess she still has like expenses to pay. But anyway, she's drinking on a budget, so she only gets one drink. And then another lawyer comes in, just like offers her a job, and she's just like yes, and he's just like I'll buy her a drink. And the bartender, being her bud, gets her the most expensive drink in the house. So, cheers, bud. Cheers. That is looking out. Anyway, so she goes in and discovers that she is to represent the superhero or the superhuman, not hero, but superhuman, both heroes and villains, I guess, law, and she has to do it as She-Hulk, which, the public has now endured her as, named her as. And she's just like, and that's where, she comes in with her friend and shows the office. There's another big fourth wall breaking, which, again, I don't mind. I like the way they do their fourth wall breaking in this. So that's out really well. Again, there's her just like, they're not going to take me seriously. This feels just like a token job. Her friend's just like, this is a corner office. We have windows and a mini fridge fully stocked. Like, come on. I love her friend. I absolutely love her friend. Her friend is like, that's friendship goals right there. You know what? Be there when you're needed, but at the same time, pull my head out of my ass when I need it pulled out. So the first case she gets is through Abomination. So Blonsky, Emil Blonsky. And she's just like, whoa, he tried killing my cousin. Yeah, he tried killing my cousin. This is a conflict of interest. And it's just like, if you don't take this case, you don't have a job. And he's just like, all right, give me till tonight to think it over. So she goes in and goes to talk to him, and then there's this officer is like all these. So no superhuman, so she has to be as herself. Good old, just regular Jennifer Walters, and he's talking through all the procedures and all that stuff. And then she gets in, she talks to him, and again, he has a great case. The government ordered him to do it, and then carelessly shoved him full of the non-perfected superhero serum. So So that happens, and she wants to take the case because she wants to see him get um, let on his parole. So after that, she then calls Banner, uh, Bruce, her cousin, and just like I wanted to call and get your permit, but she's talking over him, so it's just like you called me just to tell me you're taking this case, and she's just like, it's fine, And he talks about how he sent him a really nice haiku, and then he makes a comical joke of it, just like, I'm a different person now, literally in another fourth wall break, which is hilarious because if you remember the 2008 movie, Edward Norton played that one, and he is different. But again, there's different universes, so it's whatever. It looks like they're gonna try to connect it. More power to you. So we'll see. But then he sails off, and the call's ended. So I think that's a good way of saying goodbye to Bruce Banner, to do whatever he's doing, the tie-in to whatever big thing Marvel's working on with Hulk. I'm hoping I'm hoping it is what I think it is. I don't know yet, so we'll have to see. And then after that, she accepts the job. And then we get taken to a scene where, her boss is super happy, tells her to look on the news, and it's just like, in other case, he's apparently new information's come to light because Wong is splortling into the thing. Apparently they're friends. Like, I don't know how that happened, but they're friends. And if you remember from Shang-Chi, he is taking him in, betting on himself. And essentially just like ripping off all the bookies of the fight clubs in Hong Kong, run by Shang-Chi's sister. So yeah, she now has to deal with that. Another fourth wall break. That sucks. So anyway, that's where it ends. And then oh my gosh, I almost forgot the family scene though. So I apologize. So we're gonna go back a little bit. So there is a family scene after she's fired. She's looking for a job. Before the bar scene, where she meets with her family, and they start talking about it, and her cousin, or I think another cousin or nephew or something like that, is just, he's not the brightest light in the shelf, and so he got promoted to a manager at Best Buy. So congratulations. And then there's this touching scene with her and her dad. He's checking in on her, and she talks about it. So again, I really like the family. I really like the dynamic, and I like that she comes off as more of a person and not just a cocky prick in this episode. But again, I wish there was more, especially with the way it ends. But anyway, after the credits, there's a credit scene where she is helping her dad, move all this stuff, lots of water, lots of food, I guess, whatever. And yeah, that is where it ends. So again, 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode. I think it's going in a good direction. I just hope that they stop the build-up and actually get into the meat of it and maybe have some longer episodes. Please, Marvel. Please. So anyway, I think that is it for me now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.